So here for us to be live. Okay, so we're live. This is Howard Owens with the Batavian, publisher of the Batavian. I have on the line with us John McKenna, the CEO and president of Tompkins Bank of Castile. We're going to talk about some of the programs they have going on to help small businesses, and perhaps we'll get into some of the stuff going on with mortgages or other financial stuff. John's on a limited schedule, so we'll jump right into it. So, John, how you doing?
Doing great, Howard. Thanks so much for reaching out. We're very busy, as you mentioned. We're working hard to be as responsive as we can to all of our clients in this environment, and it's certainly been dramatic, and it's been evolving for everyone. And you can imagine that it takes a lot of energy to be reactive and responsive to. But that's certainly our goal.
Since I know you're on limited time, we'll just kind of jump right into it. There's been a couple of programs the bank has announced to help particularly small businesses. Some programs specifically around small business loans. Can you tell us what's going on?
Sure. We're working on a whole host of things, but the one that we rolled out in a press release yesterday morning is a payment deferral program. We recognize that it's hard to know, in fact, impossible to know today, what eventually all the financial and other implications are going to be for small businesses from this environment we're in, or how long it's going to last. But what we felt confident of was that providing some loan payment relief in the near term would be helpful to essentially everyone. And so rather than wait for more clarity, we wanted to get that rolled out to people immediately. So, Howard, the highlights of the program are that we are offering to all of our clients, consumer borrowers and commercial, including small businesses, payment deferral. It's a 2-month deferral for business clients, including large and small businesses. And it's a 3-month payment deferral on consumer loans, so all consumer lending, so auto loans, lines of credit, and residential mortgages. 2 months for businesses, 3 months for residential. All the customers need to do is reach out to us by any venue, call their banker, call the branch, call our care center, and then we will receive those requests, get them processed, and defer their next 2 payments. And that's the entire payment, principal and interest.
Well, that sounds like a great offer. Does it? Are you talking about just existing loans, or is this for new loans?
So this is for our existing client base, existing loans on the books. We're certainly interested in and taking calls and trying to be helpful to folks that aren't customers yet. So we certainly welcome them to reach out. In those cases, of course, we'll do what we can to help them in their circumstances.
You mentioned this is a 2-month or a 3-month program, depending on commercial or personal. Of course, this could go on, for months before things kind of get back to normal. Do you have contingency plans for that, or kind of how's what you're thinking? I understand you're wanting to limit it now, but do you have like longer range planning going on if this goes on?
Absolutely. Great question. And absolutely. We recognize that as well. But we also recognize that we don't have clarity on what the end of this will be, and neither do any of our clients. And so our hope is that, that this helps people in the near term, provide some relief as they navigate all this. And then it gives us all a little time, 60 days, 90 days, to assess where this is headed, to assess how it's impacted each individual client, and then how we can best serve those clients. It's very likely, in fact, I'm very confident we're going to be rolling out some more relief up to the entire client base. but we're also going to be working with individual clients because in certain circumstances, a blanket solution won't be enough or won't be appropriate. So we're working down both those avenues, and certainly there will be more coming. Absolutely.
Just a second, I'm on the wrong screen here. It wasn't that long ago we had a conversation in regards to for your chamber award, and again, congratulations on that. And one of the things we talked about, you're a small business, essentially in our community. We're a bunch of small business owners, and really we kind of all depend on each other. Is that part of your thinking with this program?
Great question. Thank you. Absolutely. Our priorities in this environment remain consistent with what they've always been, which is, but a little more clarity, the safety, health, both financial and otherwise, of our employees, of our customers, and of our communities. And certainly, as we think about the things that we're doing to help, to try and help, we're taking all those priorities into account. Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
So one of the things I want to ask you about is about mortgages, and I alerted Chrissy I might be offering this. I realize this may be a little out of your wheelhouse. This is coming more from the governor, but you might be in a better position to understand how this program is going to work. The governor's ordering deferrals, and also you might also want to touch on waiver of ATM fees, waiver of overdraft fees, how that's impacting you, what you're doing there, and but on the mortgage program, one of the things that I'm curious about or how it's going to work is, like for me, our mortgage includes making our insurance payment and making our tax payment. So I'm not thinking we're getting out of paying a whole mortgage. I'm just wondering how that's all going to logistically play out.
Sure. So let me go at the specific point first and then back away. Under the program that the Tompkins Bank of Castile rolled out yesterday, the entire payment for a residential mortgage will be deferred, including principal, interest, and escrow-related amounts for insurance and taxes. What will happen is that on those accounts, we already annually do an analysis of the funding of those accounts relative to the expenditures. And so when that annual analysis comes up, we will address any shortfall and adjust the customer's payment accordingly. We also, of course, can make, in the interim, we could work with the customer to make catch-up payments if they want to, between this deferral and the next analysis. But in the meantime, Howard, to your point, yes, the entire payment's deferred. And when they resume, they will be at the same level they were until the next analysis. On the governor's announcement yesterday, and just to be clear, what he rolled out were recommendations, and candidly, everything on that list are things that we are already talking about, thinking about, and attempting to address, as quickly as we can. As we looked across the variety of things that we could do and could do swiftly, we felt that the payment deferral program was one that we could very quickly get out to customers, that it would be meaningfully financially impactful for folks across all our customer segments. And so that's where we've focused the most energy in the last few days. But we will continue to consider all the ways we can help, including the things that the governor outlined. Absolutely.
Well, I think this is all pretty good news. We're all, as I keep saying, we're all in this together. This is a financial pain for all of us. I don't think there's anybody in our community pretty much that isn't suffering some sort of financial hardship. And I know that this, you have to maintain your profits and your shareholder value, and you're kind of taking it on the chin too, I'm sure, through this. So I think this will be of some benefit to a lot of people. And I appreciate your time, John.
Thanks so much for reaching out, Howard.
Good. So we're going to sign off. And this is Howard Owens with the Batavian. I want to thank again John McKenna, CEO and president of the Tompkins Bank of Castile, for joining us and just explaining a little bit what's going on the financial side with the bank. And we're going to do another live interview here shortly with Sheriff Bill Sharon, so tune in. And thank you very much.
Thanks, Howard.
Thank you.